How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my Akhis and all my sisters out there. Welcome to Split Decision, episode 29, where Akhi is the past, present, and future pound for pound when it comes to debating. Unfortunately, Professor couldn't be here with us today due to technical difficulties. As y'all know, I'm over here mix, master, engineering, and producing Split Decision. So, I had a hard time saying a thing or two, so all my promises will be delivered. However, these are going to be delivered a week later. So he will be joining us next week. And I still have Akhi Brotherhood boxing show with my own brother this upcoming week. That's still scheduled. And you already know, the ether, when it comes to Paulie Malanaji, is dropping tomorrow. So be on the lookout for the cookout. Shout out to all my Akhis. So I'm going to leave y'all with a little commercial. And we're going to get right into it.
This is Dom Ali. You watch Akhi TV.
This is Richie Comic. Keep watching Akhi TV. Subscribe.
Ali Twitty, free bacon, egg, and cheese after my fight. We here with Akhi TV. You know, we out here.
That's what you get if you don't subscribe, huh?
Subscribe, like, you already know, comment.
And the I gonna say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put the ice in my bay, yeah. You riding on me, I get my drip overseas. Niggas are hating on me, yeah. Why? And the I gonna say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put the ice in my bay, yeah. You riding on me, I get my drip overseas. Niggas are hating on me, yeah.
This is Dom Ali. You watch Akhi TV.
This is Richie Comic. Keep watching Akhi TV. Subscribe.
Ali Twitty, free bacon, egg, and cheese after my fight. We here with Akhi TV. You know, we out here.
That's what you get. So let's get straight to it. As we all know, I appreciate all my Akhis. Split Decision episode 29. We on, and you already know how we coming. We get better by the day. So
Let's get ready to rumble!
let's get ready to rumble. All y'all decafs, make sure y'all call in, because I hear y'all talk in the comment section.
Duck me, son. You better not duck me, son.
Better not duck me, son. Call in. So with that being stated, it's a pleasure to have y'all. There's multiple things we're going to talk about today, including Mike Tyson, thoughts on Anthony Joshua being the #1 heavyweight and having the potential to be the best. On the other hand, Anthony Joshua said Mike Tyson will beat the greatest Muhammad Ali. I think otherwise. I think Ali will have his hand raised against anybody in history. So we're going to talk about it. Call in if you disagree. So you already know this is the show of the people. So call in, tune in. Shout out to all my Akhis in the chat. As y'all already know, if I look on my phone, it's not because I'm over here looking at my phone having fun. It's because I'm producing the whole show from my phone. So I stay contacted with the people. I pick up calls and all of the above. So what's understood don't have to be explained. But let's go ahead and dive in straight to the business at hand. Now, Bob Arum came out stating that Pulev is better than Ruiz. And according to Bob Arum, he will knock out Anthony Joshua. Of course, Bob Arum is doing what he knows how to do best, and that's promote. He's been doing that over 20 years. But, at this point, we pretty much know that Anthony Joshua learned his lesson. In boxing, you can't take any opponent lightly. And I think Andrew Ruiz is a better opponent and a better fighter than Pulev. That's just my opinion. I think Ruiz beat his own self last time around. So that's on him. So with that being stated, I think, like I said, Bob Arum is doing what he's doing, what he knows how to do best, and that's his fighter. So that's what he's supposed to say. But I think Anthony Joshua should knock him out. He shouldn't sleep on him. He should train like that's Godzilla, but still, at the end of the day, the bigger picture is Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. You know, those fights are the fights that's gonna define Anthony Joshua and define his career, and he has to face both of them, in my opinion. Just because Deontay Wilder lost, that's not the end of the story. I remember in 2019, they wrote Anthony Joshua off, pretty much. So they doing the same thing to Deontay Wilder. The only difference you have to keep in mind that is on a bigger scale, because Deontay Wilder lost to somebody he was supposed to lose to, which is Tyson Fury, one of the big three heavyweights. When Anthony Joshua lost, he wasn't supposed to lose to Andrew Ruiz. And they still wrote him off. And they said that he should retire. And, you know, it went that far. He proved a lot of people wrong. And now Tyson himself, and I'm talking about the original Mike Tyson, the one and only, the Bull, he stated that Anthony Joshua has the potential to be the #1 heavyweight, especially if he trains him. So we're going to talk about it. As we already know, and I think Mike Tyson is Anthony Joshua's favorite fighter as well. So, of course, you know, Mike Tyson got love for him. But he even stated that he has more potential than Tyson Fury himself. So let's go ahead and dive into the business at hand and go ahead and talk about and touch on round 2, which is Porter. He came out talking about Terrence the Bud Crawford. He stated that he the boogeyman and he wants Terrence Crawford. He looking forward to fighting him. And that's what we were pretty much saying, that they should fight. But, you know, they were talking about their friendship and all that. But how connected are y'all, and how close is Porter and Crawford really if Porter had a wedding and Terrence Crawford was a no-show? So when I saw that, I pretty much said, well, if they haven't talked about it then, they not that close. Of course, you know, people are busy, so you got your excuse. But in my opinion, Terrence Crawford should have been there if that relationship was that close. But I think Porter realized that if Errol Spence wouldn't fight me till he unify again, because he don't have to, he beat me at my own game. He got a tough fight with Ugas, which was pretty close. He lost to Keith Thurman. He won against Danny Garcia. He pretty much fought every welterweight. And he won't be able to fight Kell Brook again. But guess who's about to fight Kell Brook? They talking about Terrence Crawford. So now, all of a sudden, Sean Porter is claiming that he wants to fight. So, you know, it's a good fight. Like I said, it's not like Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, but it's something for the moment till we get that. So make it happen. I mean, I'm all for it. I've been all for it from day one. I just didn't know how they both felt about it. But apparently now, Sean Porter is open for it, and he's stating that he will talk to Terrence Crawford. So he haven't even talked to him yet. Now, my issue with that is, why you got to talk to him? I mean, you already made it public that you want the fight. So I don't see no reason for them to talk. I think the promoter should talk and make the fight happen. Because, I don't know, maybe this is all promotion, but Sean Porter stated that when he was at Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, he realized that to have a magnitude fight with ESPN and Fox, and for them to join promotion and the fight to be on pay-per-view and to be on that magnitude, the only guy that could do it is him and Terrence Crawford. At least he looked around and saw the options. He noticed that across the street, the man who holds the WBO strap is Terrence the Bud Crawford. So he was like, you know what? This fight right here is big enough to be on pay-per-view, and it's the biggest. But man, I don't know. I think Sean Porter is reaching a little bit with this one, because the biggest fight that Fox and ESPN will do joint promotion for will be the Truth, Errol Spence, and Bud Crawford. Other than that, I don't know if they're going to do joint promotion for this. I mean, I pretty much thought Sean Porter was going to go to ESPN and fight him on ESPN. I don't know if it's big enough to do a joint promotion. Because for a joint promotion fight, in order for both companies to break even, the fight have to sell around 1 million pay-per-views. I don't see that fight selling that much. It's a $300 1,000 pay-per-view fight, that's a success if it even reached that far. But other than that, I don't see that fight being, that big, with all the respect to Sean Porter. He has a good resume, but the big fight and the mega fight and the fight of the decade, we all know, is Errol Spence the Truth versus Bud Crawford. Besides that, there isn't really that many mega fights in the welterweight division outside of Manny Pacquiao, who's almost on the way out. So for Sean Porter to claim that, him and Terrence Crawford is going to be a huge pay-per-view fight on joint networks, I don't see that happening, with all the respect. Just, money talk, bullshit walk. And Sean Porter don't even have a strap. And he coming off a loss. So why will it be on pay-per-view? The only time Sean Porter been on pay-per-view is when he fought Errol Spence the Truth. The only time Mikey Garcia been on pay-per-view is when he fought Errol Spence the Truth. And now Danny Garcia, if he fights Errol Spence, the first time he is about to be on pay-per-view is because of Errol Spence. So what I'm pretty much saying is Errol Spence is the star. He brings the attention. So you need a dancing partner. And Errol Spence's dancing partner is Manny Pacquiao, is Terrence Crawford. However, Sean Porter, with all due respect, I don't see Terrence Crawford versus him being that huge of a mega fight. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a hardcore dream fight because it's basically like the bull versus the matador. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford gonna walk him to traps. On the other hand, Porter is gonna make it do what it do. I don't think Terrence Crawford is gonna do what Errol Spence did, which is fight Sean Porter fight and beat him at his own game. He told us that before the fight. He said, I'm gonna show Sean Porter that I got more dog than him. He told him that during the face-off. I don't think, even though Terrence Crawford is cut like that, but I don't think he will fall into Sean Porter game. I think he's going to fight his fight from round one and just box and walk Sean Porter to stuff. So that's just my opinion. And Errol Spence even stated that. He laughed about it during the live on PBC. He said that I won't fight Sean Porter the way I did in the first fight. So with that being stated, shout out to everybody in the comment section. Like I said, we having the late night edition today because, like I told y'all, I had a hard time setting up. So I appreciate all the love and support. And moving on to the next round. Shout out a couple people though. Jose Camacho, I got something to say to you, my brother.
Shit. Better not duck me, son.
I want you to call in.
Duck me, son.
I want you to call in, Akhi. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't duck this smoke. Call in. I'm about to leave the number in the comment section below. But y'all already know I don't even got to do that. I don't even know why I have to do that. It's in the description box. So what's understood don't have to be explained. I have a couple people challenging me, claiming that they want the smoke. But when I'm on live, they are a no-show. So I got a message for y'all as well. This is a message to all my haters that don't have the cojones to call in. At least I got love for Camacho because at least he got the cojones to call in.
Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. Just like my man said, anybody can get it. A-B all day. So Devin Haney and Lopez been beefing back and forth. It started when Devin Haney came out stating, when you so-called don't fight nobody, it's one thing. If nobody wants to fight you, it's another thing. I will be getting 7 figures on, on myself against anybody in my division. Hashtag the boogeyman. So Devin Haney basically stating that regardless if y'all want to step up and face me, it don't matter because I'm getting paid regardless. I'm getting 7 figures. So you could say I'm fighting nobodies. So if I ain't a nobody, how am I getting 7 figures fighting nobodies? You know what I mean? So Lopez, of course, they have history. He responded by stating, hold on. He has something to say. He said, shut the F up, dude. Oh, kid. Damn, you annoying. And then Devin Haney responded by stating, you ducked me in the WBC tournament and you damn sure don't want to fight me. If you beat Loma, question mark, stop the bullshit. And then Devin Haney, I believe he had more to say. Yeah, he started going off. He started claiming that's if you beat Loma and stuff like that. Of course, they go back. So I see y'all in the chat claiming y'all gonna call in. So I'm gonna drop the number in the comment section. Shout out to Real Rat, OG Swag, and all my Akhis. Hold on, let me drop the number in the comment section.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
So, my opinion on this, of course, they going back and forth promoting the fight. You know, it ain't really much to it. They have history. There was a WBC tournament that was supposed to be held, but of course, Lopez, I'm being objective here. He had a better options. You know what I mean? Like, he had a Lomachenko fight if he beats Comey. So he chose to go that direction. It is what it is. He could have went the WBC route, fought for that strap, and then fought Lomachenko. But at the end of the day, of course, he was top ranked. Devin Haney is with ESPN. The fight is too early to be made. They want to wait on it. I don't got no problem with that at the end of the day, if you're being objective. But Devin Haney is not capping. There was supposed to be a little tournament, and the WBC was supposed to have Lopez versus Devin Haney, but Top Rank chose to go a different directions. I think it was the right call, in my opinion. So Devin Haney claims that you want the smoke later, I want the smoke now. That's what Devin Haney pretty much saying. So you have to respect that. A lot of people keep saying that, you know, Devin Haney haven't fought nobody. But peep this, he keep fighting everybody. I mean, you have Ryan Garcia calling out everyone. I have to give him a lot of respect, because it was me on Split Decision telling him, listen, bro, you over here claiming you want to fight Gervonta, but your promoter said Gervonta a beast when he got asked, do you want that fight for Ryan Garcia, and walked away. So even your promoter don't believe in you. So what did Ryan Garcia do? He went and told Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, listen, man, I want that fight. So I got respect for that, right? Now, Canelo Alvarez trainer came out claiming that Ryan Garcia shouldn't fight neither Devin Haney nor Gervonta till like 1 to 3 fights. Like 3 fights from now. So it's like, nah, man, he been talking it up, so let him back it up. It's all right. You know what I mean? Like, what made Oscar De La Hoya the golden boy is that he was willing to fight everybody. So if Ryan Garcia is the second coming of Oscar De La Hoya, not Canelo Alvarez, then he shouldn't be requesting no French fries belts. He should be fighting the best. And if he claims Devin Haney ain't ish because this strap ain't real, we'll come get it from Devin Haney. That's all I'm saying. So I respect what Canelo Alvarez trainer is saying. Of course, he's looking out for his fighter, but at the end of the day, he asked for it. So give him what he's asking for. You know what I mean? And on the other hand, Devin Haney, he's living up to Floyd, at least the pretty boy stage, because he's over here being the boogeyman. He done called out Mikey Garcia, Lopez, Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia, and all of the above. And y'all can't claim that he's not being sincere, because Lomachenko had to call the WBC, and the WBC granted him a French fries belt in order to avoid him. So there is no cap in his game. But I love the trash talk, though. You know what I mean? But, of course, they know what they're doing. They're over here promoting the fight. And I saw somebody say he going to call in. However, I don't see nobody calling in. I don't see nobody want the smoke.
They call me the problem.
Like I always tell y'all, anybody can get it.
Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
So on to the next round. Y'all can go ahead and call in. All the people in the chat. We have Andrew Reese there's two possible fights for him on PBC. One of them is Brazil, which is a pretty good fight. Brazil stated that he's willing to fight Andy Ruiz and take that risk. And then there's also Luis Ortiz. I prefer the Luis Ortiz fight. That's the most likely fight, and the winner is supposed to be promised a title fight. I'm not too sure according to what organization, but I'm pretty sure it's probably most likely the WBC. So I'm looking forward to see what the WBC have in play for the winner. If they're gonna be able to fight Tyson Fury. I mean, I thought the mandatory for the moment is Dillian White, so it might be the WBO across the street. So we'll see. But one thing for sure, stylistically, I prefer this fight because of what both cats bring to the table. They both counter punchers. Andy Ruiz, for the people that didn't know, he was trained by the Cuban trainer. That's why he has like more of a boxing style and stuff like that. Now, one thing for sure also is that he needs to lose a lot of them pounds that he carrying. You know, coming into the fight, 300 pounds doesn't make any sense because, you know, of course, you know, get comfortable all you want, but fight night, you need to get to the target. So it was definitely the wrong game plan to come heavy against Anthony Joshua. His trainer claimed that he lazy, he don't like to train. He was supposed to train with Teddy Atlas. Teddy was supposed to be his new trainer, but Teddy had all these requirements telling him, listen, you got to do this, you got to do that. You know, he pretty much gave him that Chavez Jr. treatment. Like, man, if you're going to train with me, you're going to put in this work. Andrew Ruiz said, absolutely not. And I didn't like that move by Andrew Ruiz. Teddy Atlas, you have to respect him for his boxing knowledge when it comes to training. You know, he even trained the original Mike Tyson at once. So I didn't like the fact that the reason why it fell apart was because Andrew Ruiz didn't want to commit to training. That kind of sound like you being lazy. That sound like you haven't learned your lesson yet. Like, his career was literally in front of him against Anthony Joshua. So I know the first fight, he had to come in shape because he had no choice. He just got out of a training camp, and then he was fighting Anthony Joshua for 3 straps. And you have to keep in mind, Anthony Joshua was like the best heavyweight in the UK. Or top 3 at least, right? So he had to come prepared. And he was already in shape. I mean, even though he took the fight on short notice. So it was actually beneficial. Then when he kind of like took a layoff and all that, I mean, when they were going back and forth, the reason why he didn't want to go to the UK, it turned out to be is because he was kind of out of shape. So it's like, man, what is you doing, Andy Ruiz? Like, you're the first Mexican champion, the first Mexican heavyweight. You could have been bigger than all of them. And he chose to do otherwise. So I don't know what's going on with him. So hold on. Got someone calling in, so hold on, let me connect you to the studio. Hello, who this is, and how you doing, Akhi?
Hey man, how do I sound?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, this is Camacho, man. I'm calling late night. You know, trying to add a little pizzazz to the show, trying to add a little flavor to the
hey,
show. Hey,
man, like I said, at the end of the day, man, I appreciate you for calling in because unlike the people that be in the comment section, they be talking a whole lot of that, but they don't call in. But I respect you for having the cojones to call in. How you doing, Camacho? I hope you recovered after I gave you the beating last episode. How you feeling?
Yeah, sure. Those judges were all paid for. WBC, keep your WBC. It's just corrupt anyway. But let me tell you this. I was thinking about a topic to debate today. I was thinking hard, and then I thought of one. So in your videos and Dante's videos, you talk a lot about that hope insurance, which is short for the Great White Hope. You're saying that a lot of these white fighters are getting like a better treatment because they're white, and in some maybe in some instances I could see it, but I just don't see it in another. Like, let's just talk about Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders look, I like Billy Joe Saunders. He makes me laugh. That video he did, I don't like it. It was distasteful. It wasn't funny. I'm not the type of guy. I think you can make fun of anything. I think you make jokes out of anything. But it has to be funny. And that video was creepy and not funny. And the UK took away his license, which I agree. I mean, I can't disagree with it. He has a bad past. But here's the thing. You're talking about he has Hope Insurance, and that's the reason why they're going to allow him to fight Canelo in America. But here's the thing. That's not true because Gervonta Davis nearly assaulted a girl. I mean, he didn't assault her, but it looked bad, and he still has his license. You know, so this whole Hope Insurance thing, I don't know. You talk about how white fighters get more press in America.
Hold on. Let me tell you something.
All right.
To this
To this day, I'm trying to tell you, injustice to this day. So, so what I'm saying is, you talking about Billy Joe Saunders. That's a fighter that was supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade. And what happened to that WBO strap? He told Andrade, he told him, listen, bruh, the reason why I'm gonna win the fight is not because I got more skill than you. He told him it's because I won that fight and I want to win more than I want to breathe. And I'm willing to do everything it takes to win. Apparently including cheating, because he took some type of steroids that make you 10 times faster, 10 times stronger, mentally, physically, and all the above. And now he fighting again. And he got another title shot at another weight division. So you're talking about a fighter that, of course, his Hope Insurance saved the day. Now, we don't know if he's going to get the Canelo fight or not. Like, ain't no telling, because Golden Boy came out claiming that, listen, he going to pay for that. Now, I don't know what that mean. Like, either Canelo Alvarez is going to is going to make him pay for that in the ring, or he means he ain't going to get the fight. Either way, his Hope Insurance already saved the day back in the day when he failed the drug test. And now it will. Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to fight again. But you talking about Gervonta. Gervonta, I made a video on pretty much what he did, and I already spoke on that. But when it comes to Gervonta, people still bashing him till this day. However, on the other hand, when it comes to Billy Joe Saunders, I dropped a video on that, and people still talking about Tank Davis, even though it's Billy Joe Saunders' turn. And he over here joking about violence and whatever. But the main point is, like, was it funny? No. So what the hell is he joking about? I didn't get the joke. If you got the joke, Camacho, you could make me laugh. Listen, I want to laugh with you, but I didn't get the joke. So the whole purpose of a joke is for it to be funny. So what I didn't understand with what Billy Joe Saunders did is for him to go live during quarantine. People need to see a positive message instead of a negative one. And he pretty much gave a negative one. And like I said, this man already failed the drug test in the past and passed. Gervonta Tank Davis is clean. He never failed, none of the above. So you're talking about a fighter that actually his Hope Insurance saved the day. And I don't see nobody claim why is Billy Joe Saunders not fighting Demetrius Andrade, even though he turned down a fight at 168. He turned down a fight at 168 when he this time he was supposed to redeem himself and fight him again and show that, hey, I could beat you even if I'm clean, or I have the cojones to fight you if I'm clean. But he don't even have the cojones to hop in the ring with Billy Joe Saunders, even when he's clean. I mean, he only willing to fight Andrade or a fighter from the coincidental list. Is the only time he's willing to do that is when he takes steroids. Like, I got no respect for that. So like I said, if you respect that, me and you will cut different. So I just showed you that the Hope Insurance that saved the day. But go ahead and say your last piece.
Hear me out. Believe it or not, I actually agree with you. I like Demetrius Andre, but we're having two totally different debates. You're having a debate on BJ Saunders and how he's sucking, and I agree with you. I think BJ Saunders is sabotaging his whole career on purpose, and I have no idea why. But my debate is that I see a lot of people in the boxing community say that white boxers get better treatment than black boxers. For instance, they're talking about how people are loving Tyson Fury like he's a great hero, whereas I think when it was Deontay's era, there wasn't that much of a buzz. and they're saying it's all due to Great White Hope.
Yeah,
People
but you're
love
flopping.
Tyson Fury.
You flip flopping, Akhi. You gotta understand. Like I get what you're coming from, but you're not
Well,
making
let me
any
give you-
sense
all right,
because
give me 2 minutes.
Lomachenko, they erased his loss. So you talking about a guy that they erased his loss. You talking about Tyson Fury that he cheated in the past. They erased that from history when he came back. ESPN did freaking 4 documentaries on him, and they didn't mention the fact that he took steroids. That's why he went to depression and was like had 2 years suspension with Okada and all that. And then the Glovegate accusations, they wouldn't even talk about it. And then so you talking about fighters that do get the hope insurance. The hope insurance is saving their tail. So you talking about fighters that do get it. So what is you talking about? Tyson Fury is getting these hope insurance, cover up, and Lomachenko avoided Salido rematch, and ESPN erased his loss.
Let me give you my last piece. This is my last piece. Tyson Fury is loved because he has sensational wins. And the thing about it is that, yeah, that whole debacle will always be a stain on his record. But let me destroy his whole Great White Hope narrative once and for all. What if I told you that there was a white fighter who reigned for 10 years? This was a white man who reigned for 10 years, a ton of defenses, beat almost everybody in his era, dominant, strong, 6'5", powerful, and nobody gave a fuck about him.
Who that?
Nobody gave a fuck about him. Who almost killed the heavyweight division, and that was Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko was a white man who dominated his division, and nobody cared about him. Why? Because he was a Slavic person. People.
Well, let me use
Slavic
Let me use him. Can I use him for an example? Let me use him and Tyson Fury. So they always talk about fighters that move around, they run in this and that. Jim Lampley and the old media and all the above. So why is it when Tyson Fury and Klitschko, when they fought each other, it was a stinking fight? Now, to me, I could care less. I could watch any fight, and I'm more so watching the technique. But if you're going to talk about a boring fight, then that's a boring fight because at some points, Klitschko threw like 3 punches, and Tyson Fury threw 5 punches in one round, right? And it's like, really? But when it's Mayweather or Rigondeaux, they always pointing out the boos or, oh, it's boring. But when it's a hope fighter, they always talking about or mentioning the positive. Oh, he got great boxing skills. That's the double standards right there.
That's not true.
It is true because when Tyson Fury fights, they never bring out they don't bring up the fact that look at Tyson Fury, he boring. This and that. They praise his boxing skill. They did it with Billy Joe Saunders. They did it with Tyson Fury. They did it with Willie Pett, and they did it with Klitschko. Klitschko used to hold like half of the fight. And they wouldn't even, talk about that much. But when it's Floyd Mayweather holding 3 times in a fight, they talking about, oh man, Floyd Mayweather holds all night. So that's the double standards we talking about. They erase fighters' losses from the hope list. They erase losses. They erase fighters that cheat in the past. And there's plenty examples, and I just gave it to you. So, like I always say, Camacho.
You don't know shit.
Let me go ahead. Let me finish.
Hey, listen.
Let me go
son. You better not.
I appreciate it, Camacho. Like I said,
You
but
don't know shit about boxing.
you really don't, man. Like I said, you got to do better if you know better because there's double standards.
To this day.
To this day.
To this day. Bomb Squad!
So for you to say that there's no double standards in the sport, I mean, I don't even know. Like it's like the dumbest argument I ever had. I got dumb about a second speaking to you, Camacho. I mean, damn, man. Like, man, I lost brain cells talking to you. If I had the lower IQ, I probably could have enjoyed your conversation. But when you're talking about fighters that on the hope list, they erase their losses, erase their track record. Don't talk about the glove gate. When they fight, oh, look at their boxing skills. When the fighters from the coincidental list fight, oh, they boring. Come on, man. Like, that's not even a discussion, bruh. Ain't even a discussion. Like I said, that says a lot about you, Camacho. That says a lot about you and what kind of person you are. So, the WBC plays Devin Haney because they pretty much were hinting on Twitter because Devin Haney retweeted it. They stated Devin Haney will be reinstated as WBC lightweight champion. He's now recovered from his injury, according to the WBC president Suleiman. So after he stated that he haven't clarified either he gonna fight Fortuna or Luke Campbell, but he pretty much said Devin Haney is the champion. And then when ESPN asked the WBC what's the state of the WBC and who's the champion, they told them that the Devin Haney is not the champion yet. So it was kind of like a low blow. So what should I do with this strap? Should I do the Reddick bow? Should I do the Reddick bow and throw it in the trash? Is that what should I do? I will do that if Muhammad Ali wasn't on the picture. And you know the highest, the greatest. He has to be like on Hollywood. Every star on Hollywood is on the ground except of one. The greatest, Muhammad Ali, he on the wall, because you don't step on the Prophet Muhammad Ali. Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. You don't step on his name. That's why. So the only reason I won't throw this belt to the trash is because, of course, it's not the French fries one. That's the Lomachenko one that I stripped him of because Devin Haney let me borrow it and stuff. But I won't throw it to the trash to not disrespect the greatest Muhammad Ali, not the WBC. But like I said, it's too much corruption with the WBC. First, they want to create a belt, diamond belt, and then French fries belt. That's not a belt nor a championship. That you can't lose in the ring. Like you could lose the fight, but you won't lose the strap. So it's like, what were you fighting for then? So like I said, the WBC decision making of late been very confusing. So I don't know what's going on with the WBC, but if you know better, do better. And they definitely messing up their reputation because as of late, I think they have been the most corrupt. And that's why the WBC stand for the World Boxing Corruption Organization. So with that being stated, of course, they loving it. Lomachenko, Canelo Alvarez, Tyson Fury, all these fighters from the Hopeless got the straps. So you already know they happy with that. That's the whole plan. That's the whole goal, Camacho. So like I said, time and time again,
You don't know shit about boxing.
you really don't. Just to be petty. Like I said, call in. The number is in the description, in the comment section below and in the description box. So we have Mike Tyson. Hold on, let me read the comments. Hey, Camacho, quit daydreaming, bruh. Wake up. Wake up from your dream and apologize. Like I said, what are you talking about? Billy Joe Saunders failed the drug test and he fighting again. Lomachenko lost, they erased his loss. Requested a French fries belt. So did Canelo. He failed and he passed it. And now he fighting again. He a champion again. He requested a French fries belt. So did Tyson Fury. He failed. Now he back again. There is no real punishment for fighters on the hope list that keep failing. Now let them tell it. When it was a coincidental person, they could run track. And if they take some supplements, they go to jail. But when it's a hopeless fighter, oh, nah, that's not going to happen. So Mike Tyson says AJ is the best heavyweight right now and haven't reached his full potential. He think he has more potential than Tyson Fury, and he claims if he trains him, he will fulfill that potential, basically. Now, I don't know if he want to train him. He was just stating it, you know what I mean? So let me get to what he had to say exactly so I could quote him. If I was training Joshua will be the best heavyweight. That's what he's referring to. He has it all. He still don't know it, though. You have to know it. That's what Tyson, the original Mike, claims. Now, of course, he had more to say. Oh, that's when it comes to Muhammad Ali fight, which I'm gonna get to later. Now, when it comes to that in particular, I'll be honest with you. At the end of the day, or at least the night, Anthony Joshua does have a lot of potential. But that's why Mike Tyson is famously known for boxing being 90% mental and 10% physical. He has the physical. Y'all saw his physical attributes versus Andrew Ruiz. He flew like a butterfly and sting like a bee. So at the end of the day, you know, he has the potential to do a lot of things. But where his downfall is, sometimes he overestimate his opponents. Sometimes he probably overthink when you have to basically claim that you're the best. Because Muhammad Ali, the greatest, he claimed he was the greatest before he even knew it, according to Muhammad Ali. So it's mind games. You have to play those mind games. Mike Tyson did it. He studied the art of war. Muhammad Ali did it. Even Tyson Fury did it today. He does it. And Deontay Wilder. You have to know the art of war. And yes, you could be humble, but sometimes you have to kind of boost yourself. Speak it, believe it, receive it at the end of the day. That's why, like I said, Muhammad Ali is famously known for that.
Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the world.
So, like I said, at the end of the day, if you want to be the best, you have to feel like you're the best. You have to tell yourself you're the best. And it's not lying to yourself. You have to boost yourself. That's what Mike Tyson is pretty much saying. You have to train your mental and study the art of war. And I think that's what Mike Tyson is pretty much saying, because I don't think Mike Tyson is talking about his skill and sharpen his skills. I think he's talking about mentally, just, for him to believe in himself more. That's about it. And I co-sign what Mike Tyson says. I think Anthony Joshua has the potential to be one of the best, but his problem is he needs to face the likes of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Of course, he wants Tyson Fury, and according to Eddie Hearn, the sparring went well, and he gave Tyson Fury the business. But that's sparring, and after the glove game, ain't no telling. And you have to keep in mind, Tyson Fury doesn't have that one-hitter quitter. So I told y'all that I believe the heavyweight division today, the triangle theory come into play, because I believe Deontay Wilder, the guy who's going to give him the toughest fight of his career, which it already happened, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, on the other hand, I think Anthony Joshua going to give him a tough time. I don't know if he could beat him or not because of Tyson Fury mind games. On the other hand, Anthony Joshua, I think Deontay Wilder has that kryptonite for him, which is the right hand, because if he crack him one time, it could be over. Because sometimes it's about, you got to have that chin like not Mike Tyson. Well, Mike Tyson had a great chin too. Muhammad Ali did as well. In the heavyweight division, you almost have to have a great chin. But Tyson Fury has a great chin. So that's why he has a great chance of beating Deontay Wilder even in the trilogy match, because he has the defense, he have the skill, and he have the chin. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, he has the skills, he has the stamina, he have the power, he have the charisma, but he probably missing a thing or two, which is he don't have the same confidence Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury does. He don't have that same confidence, but he do have around the same skills. So like I said, it's pretty much all in Anthony Joshua's hands when it comes to his mental. As long as he mentally right, I think he'd be ready for anybody, including Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. So we won't know till they fight each other, though. That's why boxing is the theater of the unexpected. So I could try to predict the fight all I want, but that's why we want them to face each other. So hopefully it takes place. Like I told y'all, I could care less if Deontay Wilder lost. I still want him to face Anthony Joshua. I still want to see that fight. I want to see stylistically if Anthony Joshua could solve that puzzle or not, or if Deontay Wilder could deliver that right hand or not. So that's all I'm saying. So on to the next topic, of course, is Anthony Joshua. He break down a dream fight between Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. He said that Mike Tyson have science on his side. Due to that, he favor Mike Tyson. According to Anthony Joshua, fighters improve with time. So he pretty much stated, hold on. What he said. I lost the article. Oh yeah. It's quite interesting because it's the era of Muhammad Ali heavyweight. The heavyweights were ranked as the cruiserweights of Mike Tyson era. So Muhammad Ali wouldn't have been fully pledged heavyweight, Joshua said. So let's say we bulk up Muhammad Ali up and put size and strength to him. I truly believe Mike Tyson would have won. So you think Muhammad Ali, if even after he bulks up, he will still lose? That's interesting. Oh, man. Well, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think Muhammad Ali wins it hands down. And, of course, I think Muhammad Ali the greatest. I think he the greatest heavyweight of all time and the greatest fighter of all time, period. Of course, on that list of the top 5 greatest fighters of all time, I got Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones. One of those fighters on that list is Roy Jones. And like I told y'all, I mean, at the end of the day, or at least the night, Roy Jones didn't have the best technique. But what made him special is how gifted he was. What made him special is he had that ish you can't teach. So even if he fights a fighter that has technique, they could have technique all they want. But Roy was smarter than them. Roy had that special gift that his hand speed, they can't see it coming. His foot speed. He was the most gifted fighter of all time. And I remember what Roy Jones said about Muhammad Ali. He said one time he sparred Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali was just like, he was just jabbing him. And of course, that's after Muhammad Ali kind of had Perkinson. So Roy Jones, of course, he's not going all out. But he's just telling you an insight on his experience with Muhammad Ali. And he said while he was sparring Muhammad Ali froze him and controlled him with his jab alone. He took away his best weapon. I don't know what the hell that was because Roy Jones had all the weapons in the world. But what he trying to tell you is Muhammad Ali got that puzzle that you can't solve. You won't be able to put it together like puzzle because there's always one missing piece. And that one missing piece is either he have more heart than you. He wanted more. He willing to die for this. Or maybe the other puzzle is that he's smarter than you or he faster than you, whatever. That last piece of the puzzle, that's why you can't defeat Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is the greatest for multiple reasons. He fought double standards in the sport. And he beat it. And he won the world over. Y'all think Deontay Wilder is hated like Muhammad Ali was? Hell no. You think Floyd Mayweather is hated like Muhammad Ali was? Muhammad Ali was speaking for his people. He was fighting for his rights and for his people. So he was pretty much hated. They wanted him to lose. They got him defeated. What I mean by that, at his best, they took away his prime years from him. So, what a lot of people don't know about Muhammad Ali is the fact that is how gifted he was. For a heavyweight to move around like a lightweight is unheard of. For 15 rounds, Muhammad Ali don't just move around the ring. He dance around it. Muhammad Ali don't just strike. He stings like a bee. His name is Muhammad Ali. So what I mean by that is Muhammad Ali got that itch you can't teach. And if you don't got that itch you can't teach, how you going to beat him? You ain't going to spar nobody that put their hand down and pull back. And it's like, what the hell he doing? He got his chin up in the air. He broke the boxing rules, but he wrote his own book. That's what made Muhammad Ali the greatest. You could bring him today. You could talk about science all you want. Like Mike Tyson, of course, he was by the book, the peekaboo style. Like I said, fighters, you know what I mean? You got to fight. You make your disadvantages your advantages. Mike Tyson was short. He made that his advantage. But Muhammad Ali, regardless of all of that, science or without science, he broke the science. What you thought was possible, he made it impossible and pulled it off. He came out with the greatest strategy, the rope-a-dope, and came out fighting off the ropes. So, with my humble opinion, I don't see anybody beating Muhammad Ali. Because yes, Mike Tyson didn't fulfill his potential. Because his background and the fact that he was a badass, like, for example, Prince Nassim Hamed and Gervonta Tank Davis today, they perfect examples. They not focused. I don't believe Mike Tyson trained for everybody like he was supposed to. I don't believe he had the hard work and dedication of Mayweather. I don't believe that. And I know he didn't, because of course he will tell you that. It's the perfect example of Zab Judah. He had the talent as well, but he slacked off. Why? Because they rely on their talent. They start thinking, hey, man, I got the power. I'm the best, this and that. They let it get to their head. So they don't train as hard as their opponent. And that's a perfect example of when hard work beat talent, when talent doesn't work as hard. Mike Tyson fall in that category. The same category Prince Nassim Hamed fell in. The same category I hope Gervonta Tank Davis don't fall in. The same category a lot of fighters fell into it, falling in love with their hype. Falling in love with their power, for example, or whatever the case might be. So instead of training like every opponent is your toughest fight, you start taking opponents lightly. You start not training. You start having 3 weeks training camp. Mike Tyson literally had 3-week training camp. So with my humble opinion, after he got out of jail, I believe that was after he got out of jail and fought Buster Douglas, that wasn't his best self. And the best version of Mike, I believe, beat Buster Douglas. I think the best version of himself, with all the respect, because I respect Lennox Lewis and what he did in the heavyweight division and his career as a whole, fighting the best and all that. But in his prime, I don't think he wanted no piece of the original Mike. And I think I will favor Mike Tyson as well. Against Holyfield, it's tricky because Holyfield had the kryptonite. He had the perfect chin. He could fight in the inside. He always had an answer. So Holyfield is kind of like that kryptonite for Mike Tyson, but he will still give Holyfield a better fight. What I'm trying to say to you, yes, we never seen Mike Tyson fulfill his potential, but we never saw the best version of Muhammad Ali either, because Muhammad Ali, the double standards of the sport defeated him. When they told him you have to go to Vietnam, and he stood up for a cause, and that's what made him the greatest inside and outside of the ring, because he was willing to die and stand by his belief, just like he was willing to die in the ring. And that's why Mike Tyson himself always say, ain't nobody could beat Muhammad Ali. I know a lot of people believe that's him, of course, being a little bit biased toward, toward Muhammad Ali, but because he love him, he got that love for him, and I know he do. Like I got the same love for Muhammad Ali, but at the end of the day, he knows and he saw things that people don't see. He got a boxer eye, so he sees things that people don't see. So people see the fundamental mistakes, which is putting your chin in the air, leaving your hand down. But that's what made Muhammad Ali Muhammad Ali. So the point that I'm trying to make is that Muhammad Ali never fulfilled his potential because We never seen Muhammad Ali in the prime year of his career. I believe when he was 27 or 28, if you could watch how he was flying like a butterfly and stinging like a bee back in the day, you would know what I'm talking about. You would know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a reminder.
Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
So that was, when y'all heard that, that wasn't even in his prime. But what I mean by that, when he was supposed to, go into his prime, they told him you got to go to Vietnam. So he couldn't fight for around 3 to 4 years. And he had to make a comeback. And just like Mike Tyson, he didn't have the work ethic of Floyd Money Mayweather. And he didn't even know if he was going to fight again. He didn't know. So what I'm trying to say is, due to that, he slacked off, gained a lot of weight, and went from being 208, 210 fight night to like 230 fight night, 220. You know what I mean? Like he kind of got heavier because he started carrying extra weight. He lost a lot of his reflexes. So he started relying on things that he didn't know he had, like great chin. He has the greatest chin of all time, in my humble opinion, him and Hagler. Because I remember in the 15th round when Joe Frazier dropped him with a left hook, the man got up in 2 seconds. What kind of chin is that? Like, who gets up in the 15th round after getting hit in the body like for 400 times and getting hit on the chin, blank, getting caught on the spot, on the money, and he got up in 2 seconds? Where do they do that at? So that's what I mean. Muhammad Ali had the stamina, had the chin, had the mind, had the legs, had the hands. He didn't even have a trainer. He was his own trainer. So even though he had 4 years where he was inactive and lost a lot of reflexes and had to rely on things that he didn't have, even with not his best version, I'll call it the third Muhammad Ali, because the second version of the best second version of Muhammad Ali was before Vietnam. After Vietnam, that was his third best version. Before all of that, if he would have actually, tapped into his prime, I don't think he would have ever got beat. If I'm being honest with y'all. But like I said, the double standards defeated him. They did it. It was by design. So after he came back, a little heavier, lost reflexes, he still beat Joe Frazier, one of the greatest of all time. He still beat George Foreman, who was around the time when Muhammad Ali fought him 49-0 or 47-0 with like 43 to 45 knockout, undefeated. And when Muhammad Ali fought him, they were scared for his life. So you have to put these things in perspective when you talk about fights or dream fights. Because Muhammad Ali found a way to win, even with all these disadvantages. Mike Tyson, with all the respect, even though I know he didn't fulfill his potential, he didn't find a way to win. Even though I believe he knocked out Buster Douglas. They didn't count it. But against Holyfield or Lennox Lewis, he didn't find a way to win. He couldn't find a way to win due to the greatness of the fighters he was fighting. But Muhammad Ali always found a way to win. And I don't consider his last couple fights, that wasn't the same Muhammad Ali. And that's the reason he had Parkinson, is because he got hit in the brain too much. And the reason why Muhammad Ali felt the need of continuing his career was because of the Vietnam, not the Vietnam, excuse me. It was because of how popular he was. He could do more for the people as a champion, and he knew that. So he had to fight on. So that's why Muhammad Ali stayed in the boxing game too long. It was for a bigger purpose. So what I'm trying to say is, Muhammad Ali is the greatest because he don't just move, he dances. He don't just punch, he stings. Yes, Tyson is the bull, but Muhammad Ali is the matador. So he gonna come, like, you see this red glove? He gonna let you come and fake a target and then come with a counter. And yes, Mike Tyson hit hard, but when Muhammad Ali walking you to ish as a heavyweight and you don't see punches coming, he will turn to Mike. You could ask Sonny Liston, you could ask George Foreman, and all the hard-heavy hitters that he fought. Muhammad Ali fought a lot of heavy hitters in the heavyweight division. He fought the hardest puncher of all time, arguably George Foreman, and he knocked him out. He fought Sonny Liston, and he stopped him twice. When everybody thought he was just a loudmouth. So what I'm trying to say is people sleep on Muhammad Ali and what makes him the greatest. Y'all need to go and check out what Mike Tyson have to say about Muhammad Ali and why he says no one beats Muhammad Ali. Is because his mindset. He's willing to die in the ring. In the 14th round, in the Thriller in Manila, Muhammad Ali said that was the closest thing to death. And he still got up to continue. His trainer had to push him off. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I would have quit. You probably would too. A lot of fighters would have. That's what made Muhammad Ali special. We're going to talk about it on Akhi Boxing Brotherhood, so stay tuned on that. We're going to dive into it some more, but I'm going to have to move on to the next round. And I missed the call, so let me go ahead and call my broski. Hold on, okay, let me connect you to the studio. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from?
I'm calling from England, the UK. I'm hearing you talk a lot of smack about our fighters.
What's up? What's going on? What you want to talk about?
Shit.
Yeah, basically,
You better not.
mate, you can't. I don't think you understand. Fury and Billy Joe Saunders, they're from the gypsy community in the UK, right? These guys get discriminated against more than anyone. You do not understand the level.
I am informed.
Okay, so you've been informed about that.
Yeah,
so
there's gypsies in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like the only community that can be openly discriminated against. They're like people openly talk shit about them, and it's accepted. And this is cultural. It's awful, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, people deal with that in the UK. People deal with that in the United States all the time. But
I know. I know. I've seen it. I've got family in the UK, but I mean in the US. But the point I'm trying to make is, you were talking about a lot of black fighters getting discriminated. Yeah, it happened. I agree with you.
Yeah, double standards.
Yeah, it's double standards. But when it comes to Fury and Saunders, I mean Saunders, I don't know. I don't really know, but Fury's had it tough in the UK. He should have been an Olympian for the UK. He would have been a gold medalist for the UK.
And why wasn't he?
In the Olympics? Because he's a gypsy. Simple as that.
So he couldn't go to the Olympics because he gypsy?
Got overlooked. They didn't even give him an opportunity. They did not. He was the champ. He was the amateur champion. They did not even give him an opportunity. That's how bad it is in this country.
So I got a question for you then. You could inform me. You probably know it since you're from the UK. Now,
go on.
So, all right, you say, so as far as Carefoot, is he a gypsy too?
Cal Brook?
No. Carefoot.
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
That's the guy that came out that provided, that Tyson Fury claimed he provided him with a wild boar when he failed the drug test. Carefoot, he said that
I don't have any.
Okay, well, the Carefoot is the one who said, when you talk about, when I say double standards, it's the fact that when Tyson Fury came to the United States and ESPN did multiple documentaries on him, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Because if you go back to my previous split decision episodes, I gave Tyson Fury all the credit in the world. If you don't believe me, go back and watch Split Decision. Fair enough. Yeah. Go watch Split Decision episode 23 and 24, just to inform the public. But let me tell you this. So when ESPN did a documentary on Tyson Fury, they claim he went to the depression and all of that, and he fought it and he came back. I respect that.
Yeah.
And I believe I give anybody a second chance. I don't care if you're a fighter. I don't care if you're a human. You deserve a second chance, right? So I was informed on Tyson Fury failing a drug test in the UK. But I was like, you know what? He should get a second chance. You know, people make mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect but God. Humans make mistakes. So it's okay if Tyson Fury made a mistake. So Tyson Fury failed drug test. Don't bother me. It do bother me, but it's at the end of the day, people make mistake. So like I said, it's a learning experience. But my problem with that is, hold on, let me finish. My problem with that is when ESPN did that documentary on him, they didn't mention he failed the drug test and he was facing a ban. And then after 2 years of fighting the case, he beat it. They didn't talk about like why he went into depression. And when you kind of not tell the whole truth, people can't get the message out of the story, because we wonder why Tyson Fury went into depression. People was like, man, if you beat Klitschko and you became like the best heavyweight in the world, why would you go into depression? Like, it didn't make sense. So for the message to be great, because Tyson Fury came back and you know what I'm saying? He had a great story. For it to have a great message, they have to tell the whole truth and say, hey, listen, he made a mistake, he cheated, but now he learned from his mistake. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay, let me just look. So when Fury won against Klitschko and became the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he failed the drug test before that. Okay. He failed the drug test before that.
Yeah, I heard about this. It's a bit of speculation. It's not no one's got the actual facts on that.
Oh no, he failed. He failed. The B sample and the A sample came out positive with Okada, but ESPN didn't report on that. As far as the documentary, they made it seem like nothing happened. Like, they didn't mention that at all. And I'm just saying, I understand y'all trying to boost this man and all, but sometimes for you to get the message out of this story, and like a good message, this is a good message. Tyson Fury made a mistake and came back and did his thing. Yeah. For the message to get to the youth, they like, oh man, drugs ain't good, but Tyson Fury actually made a mistake and came back. It's a great message, but you took the message away from the story when you claim that he beat Klitschko and he went to depression right away. What kind of message can you get from that?
Let me make 2 points, right? The ESPN thing, I think ESPN probably didn't mention it because they're looking to make money. They want to make as much money out of Tyson Fury as they can. It doesn't benefit them to talk about drugs. No, you'll never hear any of these guys talking about drugs, cheats, because they want to make as much money as they can. The second point I want to make is about basically when Fury got back to the UK after beating Klitschko, he did not get a hero's welcome. All that was happening was media was getting on his case about previous things he said about, you can look it up, that you can do your research on it. The media got on it. The UK media he was not accepted.
That's after what? That's after what?
After he beat Klitschko. Klitschko, he was not accepted in the UK.
Yeah, but that just happened at the time. That just happened at the time. You got to remember that it just happened when he failed the drug test. So he was supposed to get that work anyways. You're supposed to go through the motion. Okay, I made a mistake. I'm going to learn from it. Sometimes you do. Like, I'm not saying that there's no double standards against gypsies in the UK. I like Tyson Fury. I like what he brings to the boxing game, but I'm going to call it how it is. I'm not about to lie. I got to do my job. So if my job is to report somebody failed the drug test, if I like the fighter or not, I'm going to report it. Like, it's my job. You can't hate the messenger. Hate the message. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, at the end of the day, ESPN is ESPN.
That's
like,
politics of boxing,
that's the politics of boxing. You hating me because I'm doing my job. I'm keeping it a buck. So what am I supposed to do? Be part of the cover-up?
Listen, no, I'm not saying that, but you have to, like you said, all I wanted to say was give credit where it's due. Tyson Fury is an unbelievable boxer, and he boxed the face off a Wilder. Simple as that.
Go watch Split Decision. Episode 23 and 24.
I will do.
And like when there's the whole playlist, there's a whole playlist. Yeah, there's a whole playlist. So it ain't like you ain't gonna be able to find it. I'm gonna actually leave the link in the comment section below too for the videos. So go watch them so you get where I'm coming from. I even criticized ESPN for not having him higher on the pound for pound list after the victory. But all I'm saying is, in the past he did have questionable things. So if that's the past, okay, let's talk about the present. And I don't know how you feel about the glove, the glove scandal.
I don't agree with that.
So that's a huge question mark on that. But like I said, instead of talking about it, they choose to not talk about it so they could contain it. But you can't contain it when the glove controversy became bigger than the glove gate itself. Then not the glove gate, but then the actual gate for the fight. Like, everybody that knew about the fight knows about the controversy, but they choose not to talk about it because like, where it's smoke, there's fire, and that's all I'm saying. So if they could explain, if they could explain,
what advantage are those gloves? Like, I don't see the advantage of what you're saying. The glove situation to me is just a conspiracy theory. I don't see any proof.
When you say, okay, well, you got to go, okay, how you explain the glove rotating in 90 degrees?
Well, listen, it's irrelevant though. It's irrelevant.
Well, how is it irrelevant? That's a fact.
If you analyze any boxing match, you could find.
Listen, mate. Listen, mate. I understand where you're coming from, but you have to realize that I never seen a glove rotate 90 degrees when a fighter throw a hook, and I challenge you to show me. So if you could show me a fighter throwing a hook and the glove rotating in 90 degrees, then so be it. Show me, and I'll make a video and be like, I apologize. Show me where that you could see, like, I seen Tyson Fury fist almost sticking out of the glove punching. So you could tell me that, what's the advantage of this? Joey Spencer, a fighter, a PBC prospect, stated that he fought somebody in the amateurs that did that in Detroit. So all I'm saying, if you don't have the answers, then you can't say, you can't deny the allegations. If you can't prove the allegations wrong, then apparently the allegations are true. Then
innocent until proven guilty. That is the law that we go by.
And sometimes fighters on the hope list, most of the times fighters on the hope list are, even if they're guilty, they get proven innocence. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying for Tyson Fury, if he's innocent, all he have to do is prove his innocence. That's all we saying. He could physically explain. He could demonstrate in the gym. Look, that's how I did it.
Listen, I think the point I'm trying to make is, I think you're targeting a guy that he shouldn't be targeted in this way. Tyson Fury is a great. Trust me, this guy will go down. He'll be up there when his career's done as one of the greatest. Trust me.
When you say targeted, I don't know. What do you mean by that? Because, like I said, I don't target anybody.
Some good things about him, but listen,
like I said,
Wilder got outboxed. Simple as that. You've got to accept Tyson Fury.
You don't have
in the world.
If you don't listen, mate. If you 1,000 times better than your opponent, you don't have to cheat. Allegedly, you don't have to. Because you could wear a fair fight. Errol Spence retweeted the glove sticking out, like the hand wrap sticking out of the glove to Max Kellerman and ESPN fighters. Steve Cunningham said that Tyson Fury, cheated. George Grove said Tyson Fury left hand wasn't all the way in the glove. So this is not speculations that I'm just coming out of my a-hole. These are facts that I provided the evidence for. So all I'm saying is, you sound like you don't like the truth. You don't like to hear the truth. So if the truth hurt you, that's not my fault, Akhi. I'm just doing my job.
Okay, I mean, we're gonna have to.
If you could deny the allegations, I'm giving you the opportunity to. If you could deny the allegations.
If his hand isn't fully in the glove in one picture that they've got, I mean, what can I say to that? I can't.
Can you logically explain why? Can you logically?
He still got outboxed. He still got technically. It was a masterclass. Dominated.
Yeah. Well, that's why. That's the issue right there. When a fighter takes, like, for example, if a fighter takes steroids and he wins, you be like, oh well, he still got beat up. Well, the purpose. This is not about Deontay Wilder. This is what you need to understand, mate. This ain't about Deontay Wilder getting outboxed. This is about Tyson Fury cheating in a sport that you could kill your opponent in the ring.
Okay. But is there any definitive? And I'm talking about definitive proof that he cheated and he had. He was. I didn't see any plan to cheat. He was already winning 3 rounds in, and when you say that his hand was slipping out of the glove, Wilder had lost that fight by the end of the 3rd round. He was never coming back.
Well, he did it from round 1. It don't matter.
Well, I don't know. Is that when his glove was off? Round 1? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, Like,
Because I wouldn't say that's necessarily an advantage, having your glove slipping half off your hand.
It's an advantage when you punch in bare knuckle. It's an advantage when you give your opponent a false sense on the distance between you and your opponent. It's advantage when you punch in your opponent bare knuckle with your own fist, and Tyson Fury come from a bare knuckle family. It's an advantage when Tyson Fury known, and actually Mark McDonald, a referee in the UK, I believe, or Germany, one of the two, the fight before Klitschko, he busted him, tampering with his glove as well. This is not allegations. Even Tyson Fury, listen, Tyson Fury own sparring partner came out busting him, tampering with his gloves in sparring. Like, come on, man, it's too many facts in front of your face, but you don't want to face the truth. You choose to let your emotion block your vision. But God bless you with a vision of your eyes, and you could watch. You could watch the. Like, if you could explain the allegations, go ahead. But you don't have the answers to the allegations.
I can't explain all these allegations.
So you can't deny them. Then why are you living in denial? Face the truth. Face the truth.
Until I see it come out of someone's mouth.
Who?
He, categorically.
A champion said that. A champion said that. Errol Spence retweeted it, the truth.
Yeah, but Errol Spence tweeted.
Steve Cunningham displayed how Tyson Fury cheated in a 5-minute video. Steve Cunningham displayed it in a 5-minute video. That's your issue. Tyson Fury failed a drug test in the past. You don't want to talk about it. You okay? Like,
no.
Like, at the end of the day, mate, you just don't. You hate the truth, and it's hurting your feelings. But sometimes you gotta face it. Like I said, your eyes are useless.
So
when your mind is blind.
Who is the number one heavyweight in the world right now?
It was Tyson Fury. It was Tyson Fury, but now he must have the reputation.
So, okay, let's talk about why Deontay Wilder has been ducking Dillian White for the last 2 years and did not give him a chance.
First of all, he was supposed to fight Dillian White if Eddie Hearn agreed to give him Anthony Joshua next. Eddie Hearn said absolutely not. He didn't want to agree to that. He told Dillian White, listen, let me state the facts. Hold on. Let me state the facts. You asked me a question. He told Dillian White, all you have to do is sign one fight with Al Heyman, and you will fight me. With that one fight only, since you're a free agent, he said absolutely not. He told Dillian White, all you have to fight is Luis Ortiz. Dillian White said, hell no, he old, he ain't nobody. But now he fighting a Povetkin, a cheater instead, who's 40 years old. So it's like, oh, you criticize one fighter for being old, but you fight another fighter who's old. So like I said,
I agree.
So I'm saying he ducked. You're talking about a guy that ducked Luis Ortiz himself. You're talking about a guy that actually didn't want the fight with Deontay Wilder. He's just clout chasing. So I don't know what kind of news y'all be following in the UK, but man, I think they got y'all. I'm telling y'all, they got y'all programmed not to hear the truth. So y'all need to follow Akhi TV and new media because apparently y'all follow a whole different system. Okay, so tell me why Dillian White didn't fight Luis Ortiz and avoided that fight.
But why should he? If you're the mandatory, why should you have to fight someone else? He'd already earned his position in.
He was never the mandatory. Brazil was his mandatory, and Deontay Wilder slept him.
No.
Dillian White failed the drug test.
Check that again.
Dillian White, Dillian White, I don't know what's going on in the UK, but he failed the drug test when he fought his last opponent, or not the opponent before that. And guess what happened?
Guess what happened?
And guess what happened?
They let that go.
Oh, why is that? Why is that? Because Eddie Hearn got that. He got everybody in his pocket in the UK. So all I'm saying is Dillian White, he ain't doing himself. He failed the drug test. That's one thing. Second of all, he ducked Luis Ortiz. Third of all, Deontay Wilder gave him more than one opportunity to face him. And he turned down, he avoided that fight. So what is you talking about? What news outlet y'all follow in the UK?
If you earn your spot in a position and someone says, okay, I'm going to put another goalpost in the way, why would you agree to that?
What is it?
I'm going to put something else in the way. Why would you agree to that?
To agree to what?
If you earn your position as a mandatory challenger, and then the champion says, "Okay, go and fight someone else," then I'll give you your spot.
No, he didn't. If he would have earned it, he would have fought him. It's the WBC who ranked Brazil above him.
For 2 years.
Brazil was the mandatory. What is you talking about? Brazil, check your facts. They lied to y'all in the UK, man. Y'all need to check y'all facts because you talking out of your opinion. But opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. When you speak facts, it trumps any opinion. Brazil was the mandatory, and Dillian White was not.
You're wrong.
Yes, you're wrong. But I'm saying Dillian White after that failed the drug test, and then he got kicked off the rankings again. But all I'm saying is he had more than one opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder. He had an opportunity to face Deontay Wilder by signing one fight deal with Al Haymon. He said, hell no. He had an opportunity to face Luis Ortiz. He avoided Luis Ortiz. You have no explanation for him ducking Luis Ortiz. So, mate, that's 3 topics I knocked you out in. But great talking to you, though, man. At the end of the day, you know, it's been 20 minutes, man. So you got to call in next show for me to talk to you now. Come on. I keep appreciate it.
No worries. Take care, man.
Yeah, call in again, though. Hey, again.
You don't know shit about boxing.
Hey, y'all people in the UK.
Duck me, son.
That's a message to y'all.
Duck me, son.
Because at the end of the day, y'all over here, you know, I feel like AB today.
But you could call me the can man, because anybody
can get it.
Africans, Americans, Dominicans,
UKians.
Anybody can get it.
So, like I said, at the end of the day, man, you know, don't hate the message. Hate the message. Oh, that's how they cheated. They don't hate the message. They hate the messenger that's delivering the message. Like I said, I'm just doing my job. Oh, man. We got another caller. Hello, who this is? Where you calling from?
Akhi, I'm not gonna let you do my British brother like that, bro. I hate to destroy you. Nah, I'm gonna have to destroy you, dog.
You got 1 minute because you know I already talked to you.
Who is a more dangerous fighter? Alexander Povetkin, 2-time gold Olympic medalist, fought against some of the best fighters, destroyed David Price, destroyed all these guys versus Luis Ortiz.
David Price? Man, everybody knock out David Price.
All right, Pulev, Olympic gold time medalist, has a belt, WBA has a belt. What belt does Ortiz have? Nothing. Did he even
what belt does Povetkin has? What belt does Povetkin
have? WBA. He has the WBA.
Povetkin does not have the WBA.
He had the WBA, and Dillian White was the mandatory for Deontay Wilder. But we all know
Povetkin got the
boxing corruption.
Hold on.
The WBC let him get away with it.
So let me tell you one Stop trolling, man. Hold on. You're talking too much. Hold on. So you're saying the WBA, Povetkin is the champion right now?
He was the champion in the past.
When?
He has a history of being a world champion. Does Luis Ortiz ever hold the belt, or did he ever qualify the Olympics? Yes or no?
Man, listen. Yes or no? Povetkin failed. No. Listen, he was supposed to fight Stavern.
No.
And listen, so Povetkin was supposed to fight Stavern. Povetkin was supposed to fight Stavern. And guess what he did? He took steroids. And guess what happened after he got busted? Stavern said, hell no, I ain't fighting this dude on steroids. And flew back to the U.S. And guess what happened? Povetkin fought a replacement with steroids. That's the kind of corruption that's going on in Russia. That's the kind of money that's backing him up. That's the 40-year-old guy that got knocked out by Anthony Joshua, that got knocked out in the past, that lost on more than one occasion, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure even David Price hurt his ass. But peep this. So, Dillian White, he preferred to fight my man Povetkin, but he don't want to fight Luis Ortiz. The only guy Luis Ortiz lost to was Deontay Wilder, and he gave him hell in both fights. So quit capping, man. Camacho, I done knocked your ass out like 5 times in one day. Like I said, at the end of the day, I reached so hard, y'all could pop an arm. But let me let Camacho. Hello?
Hey, bro.
Say your last piece. What do you got to say to that?
Okay. Dillian White has been the mandatory for Deontay Wilder for years. Deontay Wilder has WBC, the World Boxing Corruption, the solo.
Dog, I ain't about to repeat my conversation I had with him. I said,
right.
Dillian White.
In the summer of 2019, Dillian White beat Oscar Rivas, a top 10 fighter, and became
with steroids. With steroids.
No,
and he got kicked out of the ring.
He got cleared.
Oh,
No, you got
yeah.
clear.
What
You got your
happened?
facts
What
wrong.
happened to the B
You got your
sample?
facts wrong.
Oh,
You got your facts wrong.
Oh, but I know
Look
that.
it
I know
up.
he
It's
got
just facts,
cleared.
baby.
But
It's just
after
facts,
3
baby.
months? After 3 months?
It's just facts, baby. Took a ton
Hey,
of months.
welcome
It took
to
a
the
ton of months
boxing
to clear it.
corruption of the UK. Welcome to the boxing corruption of the UK.
No.
Billy Joe Saunders,
The UK is the
Tyson
most strict
Fury,
when it comes to
Dillian
drugs.
White, they all failed the drug test. So like I said, at the end of the day, this man claimed he don't want to fight. He don't want to
just fight White.
Look, Dillian White only explanation of not facing.
Wilder doesn't care about drug tests. Wilder fought Luis Ortiz, and he's taken steroids before. Why can't he fight Dillian White?
He was about to. He was about to because he fought Tyson Fury instead. Who's better, Tyson Fury or Dillian White?
Yeah.
Who's better, bro?
Huh?
You sound stupid as you speak because
Dillian
Tyson
White's
Fury
better 'cause he's the mandatory.
Tyson Fury better,
Dillian
bro.
White's better 'cause he's the
Man,
mandatory.
he fought Tyson Fury. He was trying to fight Anthony Joshua. He tried to fight Dillian White, and it was
Wilder
Eddie
fought
Hearn that
Fury
said
because
hell
he was
no.
gonna get easy pay.
And it was and check your facts. Dillian White again is the man who told Eddie Hearn that, hey, I don't want to sign with one fight deal with Al Heyman. I don't want to fight Luis Ortiz in order to fight, Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, the last mandatory was Brazil. So check out facts. And like I told y'all, again.
You don't know shit about boxing.
So on to the next round, because I'm over here talking to trolls. But I don't got no other people to call in that got the cojones to debate. So of course I'll take whatever I could get at the end of the day. All these UK fans, they can't face the truth. But the only other side of the truth is the lie. They rather make up lies. They'd rather lie. They would lie when you could, don't everybody believe in Google? Don't everybody believe in Google? Google that shit.
To this day. To this day. To this day.
So, of course, hold on, I gotta see battery level. I got a couple more topics. So, we have, like I said, that when it comes to Muhammad Ali versus Tyson, you got to keep in mind and you have to factor in Muhammad Ali fought in an era where you go 15 rounds. On the other hand, Tyson fought in an era, he fought 12 rounds. So Muhammad Ali, we already know he has more stamina. Tyson, he was very effective the first 3 rounds. If you could survive the storm, it's a completely different story. It's a completely different fight. And that jab, Muhammad Ali don't just jab you and stay in the pocket or stay in mid-range. He don't jab you so Mike Tyson could slip the jab and come back with a hook. Nah, he jab you while he dancing. And he doesn't move like a heavyweight. He moves like a lightweight, even though he a heavyweight. So he always on the other side of the ring after he just jabbed you once. So it's like, man, even if you slip the jab and come back with a hook, you missed. You know what I mean? So it's multiple things that, Muhammad Ali, he would have nullified when it comes to Tyson, especially after the first couple rounds. Muhammad Ali had the intelligence and he had the mind games to get into Mike Tyson had. Mike Tyson had that, he fearless factor, you know what I'm saying? But the only problem with Mike Tyson that Muhammad Ali would have got into his head, though. I'm pretty sure Muhammad Ali would have got to his head just like he got to George Foreman's head and got to Sonny Liston. And that was the hardest, two of the hardest hitters of his time. So on to the next round. We have Terrence Crawford stating that, the COVID-19 is blown out of proportion, is hybrid drug to push a certain agenda. And Amir Khan actually co-signed that. He said that he believed 5G have something to do with this agenda. So ain't no telling what's going on in the world, man. So be careful. At the end of the day, stay at home just to be safe. You better off safe than sorry. I respect where Terrence Crawford coming from. I heard the same thing. I heard it's being blown out of proportion. He also live in Omaha, but this virus is more effective in big cities or bigger cities. For example, New York City. because there's more people. I heard China contained already. So there's a lot of. You think boxing is corrupted? You see all these casual fans that
You don't know shit.
you think boxing is corrupted. Politics is even more corrupted. So I don't even want to dive into that, but I just want to inform the public on that. You know what I mean? So, Charlo, they saying he wants to fight with Lara. There was news and reports on that. You know, I don't know why he pushing for that fight. I know Rosario has a strap, and Golden Boy has a fighter that has a strap. I don't even think it's Muriaga no more. I don't even know who it is, but Rosario is a good fight for Charlo. Boxing is it's the triangle theory could apply, right? In any division, especially at 154. Matter of fact, it's the circle division because Bill's been circulating around the 154-pound division. But I believe the one that has the potential to come up on top, and he's still on top, is Jamel Charlo because, in my opinion, he didn't lose to Tony. I told y'all, they robbed my man, even though it was a close fight, but he clearly won it. He did it again. He proved that his doubters. So a fight with Lara is super risky. I don't know. Maybe Lara got a strap, and I'm not informed on that. Maybe he has a strap, and that's why he wants to fight him. But it's still a dangerous fight because stylistically it's dangerous because Lara likes to box and Charlo does too. You have to keep in mind they know each other. But he's the southpaw killer. So you never know. So it's a fight, interesting fight. I prefer to see the Rosario fight just to see a unification. And maybe Lara got the WBA strap. Ain't no telling. But it's a tough fight though for Charlo for sure. However, he the number 154 pounder, the number one in that division because he knocked out Tony Tony. I'm about to say Tony Ferguson, but he knocked out Tony. He knocked out Lubin, and these two guys on top of their game. You know what I mean? At the 154-pound division. So let me go ahead and accept my Akhi call. How you doing, Akhi? Before you talk, let me connect you to the studio real quick. What's going on, Real Rap? What's going on? Hey, listen. You see these decafs calling in. You see, I knock them out with facts, but they still choose to tell a lie. That's how you know we living in an effed up, time because you tell them the truth and they still prefer to lie to the public instead on split decision. How you doing, Real Rap? What's going on? Hello? Oh, hold on. My bad. I had the studio low, so go ahead. Real Rap, talk to me.
I heard everything you said, bro. Basically, the truth separates. It don't bring people together, unfortunately, man. And we're in the time of information. And, these decals act like they can, open up their web browser and, type in and look up information, man. They want to ride. They want to ride. They want to ride on their side. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to look up information, and they don't want to accept. You know what I'm saying? What's fact? You know what I'm saying? I'm just tuning in, bro. I'm just tuning in, but I gotta support you, bro. You my dog, man. I gotta support my dog.
Appreciate it. You already know.
Look, bro. I know it's boxing, but man, I want to ask: Are you good, bro? Like everything okay with you, man?
Man, I've been busy as hell, man. I had to do a delay. You know what I'm saying, on multiple projects I got going on because I've been so busy, you know what I'm saying. Family come first, you know what I'm saying. So I ain't even hit you up yet. So I've been busy.
I know, I already know, bro. And look, that's why, I gotta support my dog, I gotta support my brother, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, got to, bro. And like whenever you get a chance, man, tell Professor Nels, bro, I'm sending positive vibes to him, bro.
Yeah, he gonna be here next episode because I was trying to call him in today, but I had technical difficulties.
For sure, bro. But look, man, I want to tell you too, bro. Before we get back into this boxing, nigga, I salute your grind, bro. You know what I'm saying? Going through all this bullshit, and you still putting up a lot, man. So the least y'all motherfuckers can do is appreciate the content. You know what I'm saying? Smash the like button.
You already
know
do that. You already know that. Appreciate it, for real.
Got you, man. Absolutely. So look, bro, like, what was the last part you was talking about? Because I called in. I ain't even look. I just called straight up.
Oh, yeah. So, well, you know, I had a couple decals, but I already bodied them. Like I said, I got a lot of decals on my record, but I don't even count them because they decals. Dumb casual ass fans that don't know ish about this sport. Talking about there's no double standards in the sport, so we're gonna play this for them.
Wow. All right. Let me touch on that.
Hey, real rap. Yeah. They said that there's no double standards in boxing. They said, I told them, hold on, real rap. Let me inform you on this though. So I informed these fools. You know, it ain't April Fool, but I informed these fools that listen. I told them. So you telling me Lomachenko, them erasing his loss on ESPN on more than one occasion, erasing Tyson Fury's track record, erasing you know Billy Joe Saunders willing to fight Andrade when he takes steroids, but when he clean he turned down the fight and they don't say nothing about it. All these double standards, and they want to talk about there's no double standards. Tyson Fury, he a gypsy. They hate gypsies. Oh well, if that's being hated, I want to be hated too. If that's how it's being hated from the Hope list. So you're telling me being hated on the Hope list is, getting your track record covered? Is that what you're telling me? So go ahead and speak on it, real rap. Rap on them, freestyle off the dome and go off on these decals. Hey, go raw, because you know I got to keep it respectful. But you could go raw.
I got you. Look, let's not forget about Dillian White's beat sample, you know what I'm saying, while we dropped it out.
You already know that.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget about that.
That shit went missing. That shit went missing.
Hold up. Let's not forget about Jimenez. They let Jimenez fight for Sean Cruz, knowing damn well that was possibly a transgender on PED.
And please let me time in. Please let me time in, real rap. This fool Camacho called in last episode talking about the WBC is the World Boxing Corruption Organization, going off on the WBC, but now all of a sudden there's no double standards in the sport. They got this fighter right here from the Hopeless cheating, and they know it, and they still claim her as the champion after failing 2 samples, the A and B sample for steroids. But he called in claiming there's no double standards in the sport. That speaks something about him. That speaks he part of he part of the cover up. He part of the racism. If you cool with racism, you ain't better. If you tell a man to sin, then you a sinner as well. But go ahead, real rap.
So look, let's get into it, man. You had touched on the Hope list. I mean, I would love to get on that Hope list. You know what I'm saying? I can give my credit back to 850. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I cannot pay my bills and have personal credit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta worry about shit if I'm on the Hope list, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you cheat. Hey, you cheat, and they gonna say it's a concert. What they gonna say? What they be saying about the glove gate? It's a theory. It's a theory. Like what? A conspiracy or something. Like man, y'all see facts with your own eyes, but y'all say, oh, we don't believe our own eyes. I rather believe my feelings. I rather believe my feelings.
Akhi, they said Tyson Fury was double jointed. What you talking about?
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro. These cats be violating, man. Like I said, they be violating the code, and they act like we ain't intelligent enough to see it. Like I told these decafs, if I had a lower IQ, I could have enjoyed a conversation. But I'm over here hitting them with facts, and they over here rather talk about their feelings. I don't care about how you feel. I'ma hurt your feelings telling you the truth.
Facts. Hey, look, ESPN can't even tell you the truth. Look, salute to your point. Bro, everybody knows Lomo got a loss. Everybody knows that. When I watched it, my mouth dropped. They did it twice, bro. They moved the loss to a draw, then they made him undefeated.
Bro, like where they do that at? Hey, I got a video on double standards in the sport, right? And I pointed out, listen, real rap, bro, you gotta hear me out, man. Like, they talk about this cat. What's his name? Willie Pat. They talk about how he won a round without throwing a punch. Man, if a fucking fighter, excuse my language, I didn't mean to curse, but if a fighter if a fighter from the coincidentalist, move around the ring and not throw a single punch for a whole round, showing his defensive skills, they will shit on him for eternity, for forever. They will shit on him forever.
I'll give you the perfect example: Sweet Pea versus Chavez. You know what I'm saying? Sweet Pea versus Barrera, and Sweet Pea versus De La Hoya. He won all three of them fights. You know what I'm saying?
And rigging their whole career. And Floyd Mayweather the most career. And all of these fighters from the coincidentalists. Like I said, Roy Jones went rounds without getting hit. Fighting champions. And you want to talk about a motherfucker that go a whole round without throwing a single punch, but y'all boo fighters from the coincidentalists when they do that. But they claim there's no double standards. Floyd Mayweather is undefeated for 20 years. They claim being undefeated is not impressive. But as soon as a damn fighter from the Hope List, goes non-fights, they want to erase his loss and claim he pound for pound number one. And they claim being undefeated is not impressive. Like, we already know what time it is.
Hey, look, man. They moving the goalposts so many times they about to pull a muscle, Akhi.
Right, man. They about to pull an arm. They about to pull an arm for these hopeless fighters. And they talking about, like, they over here being a fool on split decision. But guess what? It's on camera. They got caught on camera. That's why I let them talk, so they can hang themselves. Because like I said, at the end of the day, Google that shit. That's what... To this day, Deontay Wilder told y'all to do that shit. Google it. If everybody believe in Google, right? Google Tyson Fury failing a drug test. Google Tyson Fury glove gate. Google Billy Joe Saunders failing a drug test. Google all of these things. Google Dillian White failing a drug test. Google Lomachenko erase getting lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, these are facts that trump any opinion by y'all.
One more point, what they got to Google on Tyson Fury. Uncircumcised boar meat.
Right, wild boar that's contaminated. Man, that's a wilder excuse than wilder swinging, according to the haters. You know what I'm saying? But they want to believe it all of a sudden. Oh yeah, he ate a wild boar. Man, this cat called me, he claimed that gypsies are hated in the UK. Now, I don't deny that if it's true, but I'm saying, well, Carefoot is a gypsy, and he said, Tyson Fury paid him to lie in court. Man, that's a crime right there that you could go to jail for in the United States. But when you're a fighter from the Hope List, you are innocent even if you're guilty. And guess what? They're not going to prove you guilty because they're not going to take you to court.
I told you, man, that Hope List, you know what I'm saying? That Hope List, look, if you cheat on your woman, that Hope List will get you right back up in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about nothing. But look, bro, that's my call. And look, one more thing. I want to shout out Dante's boxing, bro. 100. He's been on fire. 100. Your brother been on fire, bro.
And real right, I got to get you on this, man. First of all, shout out to DBN. That's my broski. That's my Akhi. That's the best boxing expert on YouTube, and period. Because all of these old media, they don't want to tell the truth. It's only Dante that's doing it how it's supposed to be done. You know what I mean? So shout out to the best doing it, Dante. But Real Rap, I gotta say this one thing and ask you this question. Mike Tyson, or not Mike Tyson, but Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson dream fight. Who you have in that fight? And who you have winning?
I got Ali. I got Ali.
Yeah,
not even close, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you co-signed everything that I said, then.
Yeah. Now look. Now let me show respect to Mike Tyson, because that 86 and 85, 86 Mike Tyson that was undisputed, that was a bad boy. Yeah. But he showed he didn't have the mental capacity, he didn't have the mental fortitude that Ali had. You know what I'm saying? Ali was just different. Ali to me will always be the greatest, because his own people tried to cover him up. The society at the time tried to cover him up. And people show love to him now, but they forget how hated he was.
And they want to talk about double standards. Muhammad Ali was more hated than Floyd Mayweather have ever been hated, or any fighter. Muhammad Ali was hated for speaking the truth against racism, against rights for his people, and that's when racism existed more than today. But like I said, now it exists, but they want to hide it. Now they want to claim, oh, there's no double standards when we could clearly see it with our own eyes. We're not Stevie Wonders. If God gave you the blessing of your vision, then you should be able to see the double standards in boxing with your own eyes. If not, you could at least hear it. But they choose to be deaf when they hear the truth and blind when they see the truth. You know what I'm saying? But you already know I come with the truth. That's why they hate the shit out of Akhi. But what's up, Real Rap?
Hey, bro, look, and a few good men, they said it, bro. Old Jack Nicholson said, you dickheads can't handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't handle it.
They get emotional. They get emotional, and they want to talk about there's no racism. But guess what? If you claim you don't see racism, that means you are one. That's what I say. But appreciate it, Real Rap. Always great wrapping it up with you. I'm going to definitely hit you up this week. Like I said, I've been extra busy. And, always, great chopping it up with you.
Likewise, Akhi. Hey, look, all love, bro. You know what I'm saying? May the Most High continue to bless you and yours, bro.
Appreciate it. One time, Real Rap.
100. One time.
That's Real Rap, and just to finish it off, you already know what time it is. Like I said, what's understood don't have to be explained. So, I think it's this right here. Hold on, our keys. And this is to all my haters. Split Decision, episode 29 is over with. I appreciate all my Akhis. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumb about it, listen to these decafs, aka dumb casual ass fans / old media that
you don't know shit.
They don't know shit,
you
bruh.
Better not duck
Real
me,
talk.
son.
He ain't lie when he said that. So all my haters, I got a question for y'all. I really got a question for y'all. Why y'all hating? Y'all call in, y'all tune in, y'all comment, but y'all hating. And all the people that be talking ish in the comment section, I see y'all talking, but I don't see y'all calling in. And guess what? Like AB said it.
They call me the problem.
AB said it best. Anybody can get it.
Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can.
So with that being stated, I appreciate everybody. Appreciate Real Rap, OG Swag, everybody in the comment section, all my Akhis. And at the end of the day, the only other side of the truth is the lie. So when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. So yes, there's two sides to every story. So do y'all research. Like Deontay Wilder said. Google that shit. Google the facts, because that's what I speak. I only speak facts. I back up my opinion with facts. I speak the whole truth, so if you're allergic to the truth, your feelings are going to be hurt. I won't hurt you physically, but I sure will hurt you emotionally by telling you the truth. So might well go ahead and face the truth. Stay tuned for the Paulie Malignaggi, ether. Like I said, I ether Paulie Malignaggi. I gave him the work. So tune in, call in. Next Split Decision, I'm going to have a professor on the show. Like I told y'all, I had technical difficulties this show. We talked about everything pretty much. Of course, Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali. That was the topic of the night. But like Max Kellerman want to talk about the reason Manny Pacquiao is a better fighter than Floyd Mayweather, or if he had more reach or height, he probably would have beat Floyd. Like, how idiotic does that sound? Because the whole purpose of boxing is to use your advantages or your disadvantages and make them your advantages. With your attributes, you need to work with them and make your own style. Manny Pacquiao did it. So you're going to tell him he needs extra reach now and extra height and extra IQ and some, things in his body to beat Floyd Mayweather? So according to you, he a better fighter? So why they fought? That's why that statement sound idiotic, because you have to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that Mike Tyson had the disadvantage fighting all of his opponents. But he used his disadvantages and made him his advantages with the pickaboo. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, there's no excuse of you losing a fight because you having less reach or less height. That ain't an excuse, because you need to work with your attributes and defeat your opponent and create your own style, which Mike Tyson did, Floyd Mayweather did, the greatest did, Muhammad Ali, and so did Manny Pacquiao. So don't give him excuses that he didn't even brought up. With that being said, salute to everybody. And like I always say, all y'all decafs,
You don't know shit about boxing.
You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son.
At 2 minutes and 31 seconds of round number 1 following knockdown number 2. The winner, now a 4-time world champion, heavyweight champion of the world.
First of all, I take the time out to thank God for giving me the opportunity.
I want to thank God for the victory, you know what I'm saying? All the above. Pound for pound, number 1. All the above. Y'all know what time it is. What's understood don't have to be explained. And I'll leave y'all with this. Please tell me why you always hating.
Damn, I'm looking good. I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the Bungle fight. Thanking you.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander.